Hey guys, this will probably slip into a cheap rages instead of a cheap chirps. Also, I'm playing mouse, it's gonna be laggy. Here, I'll turn settings down because why not? What works for this? A 2? Alright. So, I have a friend, and I'm using the term loosely because right now I want to punch them in their soul. And why am I even on all fours? I should just go into a mount. Wrong button. Zippy bear, though. Getting this off to a good start. This is what happens when I'm irritated. Like, I really want to punch someone right now, and I'm a nicer person than that, so I'm not going to. Go, puppy, go! Also, I'll show you guys later, but when I'm a bear, I have boots, and it's awesome to me. Actually, screw that, I'll show you guys right now. Zooming in. Do you see my boots? Do you see my little bear boots? Oh my gosh. Alright, that makes me happy, and I don't know why, but screw it, it makes me happy. Okay, anyways, so, this is labeled a Cheap's Chirps. It might be more of a Cheap Squawks Furiously, but screw it. We'll have a good time. I forgot to get the quest that I wanted. Crap. Anyways, so I have this friend who... It's not a stable friendship. Every now and then he talks to me for a bit, and then he takes off for a while because he's upset over something and assumes that I'm mad at him too. And then shows up again, and I just... Let me try to explain this. He is probably the most depressed and or depressing person I've ever met. Like, he just refuses to be happy. Even if nice stuff is happening, he refuses. He does not want to be happy. He cannot look on the bright side. I don't think he knows that the sun exists. This is how depressing the guy is. But yeah, last time we were hanging out, I guess some drama came up involving other people. And he just assumed that everyone hated him, me included, even though I don't do anything to indicate that I hate him. You know, and he, like, quit WoW and a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't think he even has friends anymore. I think I'm it. And yet again, I use the term of myself being his friend lately because he never freaking talks to me. Normally we're talking for a while and he's like, I'm just gonna leave you alone and blah, 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 you know? And if somebody wants to be like that and decide that I don't like them, or if they think the best thing in the world is, you know, to leave me alone and just not talk to anyone, I'll let you do that, because if you're really upset and feeling that down and stuff like that, my additional pressure of trying to make you feel better, first of all, isn't going to do jack squat. If you're determined to be depressed, you're going to stay depressed. That's just how it works. I cannot force another human being to be happy. Like, I learned that through battling my own depression. I'm happy because I want to be happy. Oh, look at the kitties. They're probably doing something weird. Anyways, this is the scary place where no one goes. I'm going to the fair. I leapt that fence like a pro, and you all know it. Alright, loading screen. Anyways, but yeah, I'm fully aware of the fact that I cannot force another human being to be happy. And at one point, he, like, really wanted to date and stuff like that. You know, I wasn't seeing anyone at the time. I was mildly entertaining the idea. Because I was also depressed, and I was like, look, this is probably the best I can get. Like, this is probably all I can get, because I was so bummed. Fortunately, I got out of that funk. And also, fortunately, I mean, that is a true guild title. I'm not interested, though. Anyways, like, I was really depressed. I felt really alone. You know, he was pouring all of his time and emotions and stuff like that into me, and I was like, well, maybe this is just it. Maybe this is the person I'm supposed to be with. Quick heads up, if you start a relationship thinking that way, it's not going to be a good one. And I was fully aware of that. I was like, we'll have some short-term relationship. Fortunately, yet again, it didn't happen. Because then he would probably be bummed out constantly and have no friends instead of just one. One being me. Also, I used to rant about the stuff to the boyfriend. aka my sweet Arururu, as I call him now then. Um, but I don't complain about this guy to him anymore because boyfriend's in a constant state of, well, why do you even bother speaking to him? And he is probably right. I probably shouldn't speak to him, and I probably shouldn't have anything to do with the guy because all it does is stress me out and make me mad and end up with me ranting like this. But at the same time, I'm literally the only friend he has. I am the only person he hangs out with that, like, just doesn't treat him like complete shit. Although I think he kicked all those people. Because he's not playing WoW anymore, so I highly doubt he talks to him. But, see, here's how I am as a person. I don't want to leave someone completely friendless. Like, that's just cruel and heartless to me. So I'm normally a person that's like, look, you need a friend, I'll be your friend. And I shouldn't do that. I am fully aware that that just ends up with me being annoyed and frustrated. Like, he came out to hang out again. He was being very, well, you know, if you don't want to talk to me, it's okay. I was like, dude, I'm talking to you right now. And then last night, sorry, still a little sick. I don't cough that often, but when I do, it's like a big hard cough and it sucks. Anyways, last night, my internet went out while we were talking. So he immediately assumed, like, I just hated him and wanted nothing to do with him because he was in the middle of shitting all over himself at the time. You know, when I got on today, I was like, dude, my internet went out. It was like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, I made my internet go out, or that's just my excuse this morning. First of all, if I just stopped talking to you out of nowhere, not gonna talk to you the next day and give you some bullshit about my internet going out. By the way, for the record, my internet did go out, so fuck him. But yeah, now he's being all whatever-y today, and I'm like, dude. Like, I'm trying to remember what I said, which he's all butthurt about now, and like... Okay, so I told him I was recording, and he's like, yeah, sure, whatever, talk to me when you're done then. Like, not believing that I was recording. I was like, I'm done. He was like, yeah, welcome back. You know, he made a weird face after it. I put a question mark. He was like, yeah, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings or whatever. And I was like, dude, you didn't hurt my feelings. You annoyed me. You know, and if you're going to keep pushing me away, then I don't know why you keep talking to me every now and then. He's like, you don't talk to me. It's like, I always talk to him. Most of the conversations either end with me saying something or with him doing some big rant like he did this time. But, like, he starts to talk to me. He starts, like, bashing himself. I don't like hearing people bashing themselves. Like, there has to be other shit to talk about. There has to be something good in your life. You just refuse to see it. You know, even homeless people can find a reason to smile now and then. This guy, like, he's about to have his own place. He's going to move out of the place that he's living now, which he hates. He's got literally everything looking up for him. He's still depressed. You know, and yet again, I understand, like, being depressed and needing medication, which he totally needs medication. But at the same time, I think part of it is just him, like, trapping himself into it. And sometimes he just says stuff in a way that's like, alright, now you're guilt-tripping me. Which I then call him out on. He's like, well, don't guilt-trip me into doing this stuff. I'm like, I'm not guilt-tripping you. You're guilt-tripping. Like, it's freaking stupid. You know, anyways, I ended up annoyed with him. I was like, look, if you want someone to just pick up whenever you get, or, you know, whenever you're mad and then get rid of them, get an imaginary friend or a cat. Because I'm neither. I have feelings. You know, and I would like a stable, healthy friendship with someone instead of somebody that just appears now and then because they have no friends and they know that I'll always talk to them. And at this point, I'm just like, even I'm like, why do I still talk to this guy? And I know it's because I'm just a friendly, nice person. If you say hi to me, I'm going to say hi back. Unless I hate you more than life itself. Which, realistically, I try not to hate anyone. There's like 3 people I hate. You know, it's just... I don't know if, like, something about my personality asked for this or what. But, like, I have a hard time making friends. Even though I'm a very friendly person and I'll talk to you about whatever, and people seem to take advantage of that. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk to this person about all my problems and have them try to help me figure all this stuff out. And now I'm going to shit all over them. That's what happened with the raid group thing. That's what happened constantly with this guy. Like, I don't think I have any friendships in which I don't end up feeling used by the end of it. But at the same time, I know for a fact that I put myself in a situation to be used because I'm kind of like my mom, where I want to help people and do the right thing and all that other stuff. Like, my mom's family was shit to her, and she still went out of her way to do everything for them. When that stopped was when my uncle turned to my mother, who, mind you, at the time had terminal brain cancer. She had this huge scar on her head showing where they had cut her head open. And my uncle, he was standing in a little triangle with him, my mom, and my... Let's pretend that these boxes and these boxes are uncle, grandmother, I'm my mom. My uncle turned to my mom and said to her face, "You deserve brain cancer and you deserve to die." Over a nothing of an argument, over a situation which didn't even involve him or his shit wife, who was over arguing with my aunt somewhere else nearby. But my aunt heard it too. Like, who says that to someone that has fucking... Like, I don't talk to these people anymore. My mom's side of the family does not get talked to because every single one of them is a shit human being. And I just really wish they were not on this planet. Because this planet is too fucking good for them. Life is too good for them. I'm not saying I wish death on them. I just wish non-existence on them. I'm not sure which one of those is worse. I'm never letting that go. Like, okay. Within, like, 2 days of my mom dying, mind you, like, that was some traumatic shit for me. I was old enough to comprehend it. I was in my 20s. I don't know how old you guys think I am. Anyways. Yeah, like, as the person who... Let me back up. After college, my then fiance and I moved in with my parents so I could take care of my mom 24/7. Because my dad didn't want to put her in a home. She wanted to stay at the house. I did that. That's why, if you guys ever wonder why, my dad still takes care of me and why I live at home and why I have a bunch of issues that I have and stuff like that, my dad's just really supportive and stuff. It's because I did that. I gave up basically starting my life to take care of my mother, and I would do it again because I fucking love my mother. Like, we sent her to the home finally because Dad woke up and found her just literally in a pool of pee. We had one of those hospital beds in there, but like a nice comfy one. And this is supposed to be a rant, now it's turning into something painful. Yeah, she just wet the bed repeatedly all night and didn't even wake up in it, and Dad was like, alright, it's time, she needs more help than we can give. And Dad and I knew, even though she wasn't conscious enough to know it, that she wouldn't have wanted the people to come and find her covered in pee. She would want to be, clean and stuff like that. So Dad and I gave her a little bath with some washcloths and got her dressed and stuff. Even though Mom was completely out of it. And as they were coming and getting the stretcher and stuff like that in to take her away, my mom, and I don't know how she managed it, but she grabbed my hand and just held it locked against her face. And I burst into tears. She wouldn't let go. They had to pry her hand off of mine, which broke my heart because I just wanted to keep holding her hand and just have that moment for as long as I could. And I got to go see her once while at the home, and then I went to see her the next day. And Dad stayed there overnight, and he was really heartbroken, and they basically told him that either she could not be in pain and basically be asleep for the rest of her life, or she could be awake and in agony, as close to awake as she could be. And Dad agreed that it was time for her to go. And I didn't get to be there to say goodbye. I didn't get to be there to apologize for the adult diapers that I'd had her in for the 2 days before that, because I knew she hated them, but, like, I had problems with my knee, and I just, sometimes I couldn't, like, by the time she knows she had to go to the bathroom, I couldn't move her in time. I was just trying to make things a little bit easier on both of us, because I knew she didn't like peeing herself either. But yeah, the diaper thing really tore me up. I still have times where I think about that and I just get really upset. Anywho, but yeah, so about a day or two after my mom died, my aunt called me and was like, hey, I'm really sorry about Cindy and blah, blah, blah. My mom's name is Cindy. You know, and all this stuff, and I'm here for you if you need me. By the way, she had been putting together a box that she was going to send me. Can you look around and find that? Because I really want that stuff. I was so fucking pissed. Okay, here's how mad I was. I found that box, and I gave it to charity. That box had really nice stuff in it that my mom had picked out for her. Fuck my aunt. She didn't deserve any single thing in there. The fact that you called and asked about objects not 2 days after my mom had died. Like, how... I don't... How selfish can you be? Like, I am... At one point I want to be like, I was literally in mourning and this person called about this. Like... We hadn't heard from my aunt in ages. Because my aunt was up in Maine doing whatever she does with people, which is normally use them for a while to make herself feel good, and then she finds a new person. You know, they had had fights. My aunt was bipolar, and she didn't fucking take medicine for it. So she would call and say these awful, horrible things to my mom, and then call back, like, an hour later, just sobbing and apologizing and stuff like that. And I fucking hate it, because my mom, like, it made my mom feel shitty and terrible. You know, and my mom didn't deserve that. She already felt shitty and terrible. She was sitting there dying. You know, and people are so selfish, and this is why I have, it's not even trust issues at this point. It's just, I think everyone's out for themselves. I think most people are shit people, and you're going to stay that way, in my opinion, until you prove otherwise. You know, and I know for a fact that not everyone is shitty, and that looking out for number one is sort of how you make it in life. But at the same time, I think there's people that can be like my mom, who never wanted anything from everyone, but would sit there and go out of their way to, like, fix things for you, even if she had just had a fight with you. She did so much shit for her family, who, behind her back, called her Lucifer, because my mom's name was Lucindy. So, they were, yeah, Joe got her name. Like, they did that kind of shit, and my mom knew they did that kind of shit, and my mom still went out of her way to, if they needed anything, if they needed money, if they needed help with something, if they just needed someone to talk to, if someone upset them, you know, whatever it was, my mom would help. And, you know, I want to be like her, because I want to know for a fact that there's, like, one good, decent human being that actually cares about other human beings in the world. And I know there's other ones, but, like, I feel like that's such a rare thing. You know, I want to see people happy. You know, if my boyfriend's upset, I send him funny things until he smiles, because I honestly believe that life is better when you just relax and smile and enjoy things. Like, yeah, terrible things happen all the time. But if you don't focus on how terrible everything is, you can see the positive things in life. Like, yeah, I lost my mom, and some people were really shitty during all that. But at the same time, like, I learned what people in the family really did fucking care. And, you know, fortunately, I learned that my fiance at the time was a complete fucking shithead. He started hitting me a month or two after that. And was really upset that he wasn't more upset than me about my mother being dead. Like, that was fucking bullshit. But, like, yeah, I guess through my mom being, in my opinion, used by people, and I don't think it's just in my opinion, I think that's a technical term, and, like, definition stuff. But I think through seeing her be treated like that, I learned that I have to draw the line somewhere. Because if I don't draw that line, it's going to end up in the same situation that my mom was in, where the reason my mom and I didn't get along for a long time was because she let people be really, really shitty to her and didn't get upset about it. But I got upset about it because that was my fucking mom. You don't treat her like that. You know, my mom literally did everything for those people. And in turn, I did everything for my mom because no one else did that for her except for me and my dad. You know, and I don't know. I don't know how to end this video. You know, fortunately it's a cheap chirps. It doesn't have to have a point, I guess. But I can tell anything to you guys, like, look out for yourselves and be happy for yourselves, but don't treat don't treat other people like shit just to make yourself feel better. You know, if you've got legit reasons to feel happy, then by all means feel happy. That person is almost naked. Oh, she's got mistress in the name, that's why. Like, you don't have to step on other people to be happy. You know, I'm happy just chilling at my computer and having a good time and just goofing off. I can lose a fight in some game and still be happy because I had fun. You know, it just, I don't know, I guess I'm trying to say just don't be shitheads. Don't have friends that you only talk to when you want someone to make you feel better, and then be shitty to them when they don't want to put up with you basically shitting all over yourself. You know, don't expect everyone to hurt you, but understand that some people are going to hurt you. You know, just, I don't know, be a good person. Look for what you're looking for in life. You know, hopefully it doesn't involve treating other people like shit. Just, I don't know. I'm losing myself in this. I don't know. Anyways, that person's messaging me again. I might blow them off just to, you know, save my peace of mind, because, yet again, I'm not an imaginary friend. I'm not a cat. I'm not a doll. I have feelings too. And if they're not going to respect my feelings, then I shouldn't be giving them the time of day. Which, if that means leaving somebody with no friends because they've put them in a spot to have no friends, then I guess it means doing that and not having it on my conscience. Thanks for listening. If you stayed through all of this. See you guys. Bye.